Yo, what's up, guys? It's Lungi. So today I'll be bringing you a Goblin Rider deck profile. So this is one of the versions of the deck, and it mostly aims to lock out your opponent with a certain combo that I'll be showing you later on. So we'll just start with the starters. So you play the one Terra Top and the Takatomborg. Uh, Probably your best starter doesn't use your normal summon, gets you straight into a rank 3 play. And it's full combo by itself. Very good. And Takatomborg is actually not that bad to draw in this deck. Um, Mainly because you've got like a wind monster in the extra deck that you can summon. And also you've got like some wind monsters in the main deck. So yeah, it's not a brick in this deck actually. It's actually a fine extender to draw into. And then you have your other starter, Best Girl, Tour Guide. Yeah, 3 copies of Tour Guide. Tour Guide is your best normal summon, and she's also full combo. Next up is the Goblin Riders. So 3 copies of Doug. Doug is your searcher. He can also summon himself from the hand if you detach a material from an XYZ monster on the field. Yeah, so very good card to have. One of the other Goblin Rider monsters. This one summons from the graveyard if it's special summoned, and it can summon itself during the opponent's turn by detaching a material from uh, an XYZ monster on the field. This one is an ignition from the graveyard to detach and special summon. And then if it's normal or special summon, it summons one from the hand. And then this one is the same as the others, except it's a quick effect, but you can't summon it for like 2 turns after that. If you use its effect, its quick effect. So only using one of these guys, because most of the time you're gonna have to normal summon them if you don't have an XYZ on the field, and that can be pretty bad if you're like, especially if you're playing into disruptions. You don't want to have like too many of them. So this ratio of 6 of them is fine, I think. Next up is the extenders. So in the OCG we have 3 copies of Snake, 3 copies of Jackalope, uh, 1 copy of this guy, Psyche Wielder, and then your graveyard extenders, Yan Yan and Edge Imp Sabers. So yeah, Edge Imp Sabers is mostly for putting back any cards that you'd like in your deck instead. And then this, we usually summon this off of like E-Tally, and basically every time you summon a level 3, it summons itself back. It just makes it so much easier to make like rank 3s. Any one of your normal summon top decks leads to a rank 3, so very good. Obviously the dangers are good. If you're playing in the TCG, you can just replace like these 4, because I think they're limited. These 4 for like other extenders. There's a bunch of level 3 extenders. You can play like Junk Forward as well if you want, Kagemucha Knight. So yeah, it's basically just extenders. So now the hand traps, just playing a standard lineup, 3 Ash, 3 Maxis. So this is just like the beginning stages of the deck building. So just maining the Maxis, even though I don't think Maxi is that good. So yeah, just testing out like a basic version of the deck. 3 Tour Guide, 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Maxi. And then we get the spells, 3 copies of the Searcher. It's very good. In the graveyard, you can banish it, detach a material, then add back a Goblin Rider monster from the graveyard. Good for recovery, and you can use both effects in the same turn. If you search for Goblin Rider monster, you can detach a material from a monster, I think, on the field, and then you can special summon it if you do that. So you can search and special summon if you have an XYZ on the field. Very good searcher. And then only 1 copy of the double normal summon card. So this is the card that enables the combo in the deck. You can make your Goblin Riders level 6 or if you play other levels, you can also like make them like level 7 to for like 7 plays. If you play like other goblin monsters, but in this deck you just use it to make a rank 6 XYZ monster, and then also boost their attack by 300 for each goblin rider monster on the field you control. One copy of Rotor to search Doug. Two copies of E-Tally, it's semi-limited in the OCG. In the TCG, you could play three. Should be playing three. Foolish Burial, you can dump Nyan Nyan or dump AGM Sabers. Double Call by the Grave. One copy of Armored XYZ. One copy of Full Armored XYZ, I think it's called. One copy of Transaction Rollback. And then one copy of Boy Meets Girl Shinui Story or something. So this is the combo that the deck tries to go for, and there are multiple like one or two card combos that you can do to actually get you to the play. It's so easy. It's much easier to do than in virtual world in this deck, because you can do it with just a one card combo. Even if your opponent disrupts you, you can go for the combo. All right, so that's it for the main deck. Next up is the extra deck. So one copy of Cherubini to dump your level 3s and protect your monsters in like the Viking matchup. Just summon them to zones it points to, then the Vikings can't destroy your monsters. One copy of Little Knight can easily summonable for its effect in this deck. Very useful to have. One copy of this guy, Virtual World. If he attacks into something and then he banishes the monster, and you can make him indestructible by battle. So, for example, against like Unchained the Viking or something, you can just attack their monster, then just banish it. Very useful card. And then we have Cicada King. It's a negate basically. Your opponent activates an effect on the field. You detach a material, boosts his attack or changes attack position, and then you can negate that effect. Gossip Shadow. Gossip Shadow. If you can, you should go for Gossip Shadow first before you make any other plays, because this deck is kind of weak to Nibiru. You can play like after they Nibiru you, but like it's better to just be able to negate the Nibiru. So summon Gossip Shadow and then go for your other plays. That's why something like Top is very good. You just go into this, and then one copy of Gabonga. So you can actually revive him. So playing like more than one is not absolutely necessary. You could if you want to, but I don't think it's necessary. I think I prefer like utility. Yeah, and you can get back your Wolfbach with the normal spell card if it's in the graveyard. Then you can use the Wolfbach to get this guy out of the graveyard. So it's fine. One copy of a Shooter King requires three level 3s. Very easy to make in this deck. Very good for OTKs. He attacks for like 7k by himself or something. Kind of ridiculous. And he's a negate. One copy of this guy allows you to draw, and then also for like your Armored XYZ plays. Um, yeah, it prevents the monster that is equipped to from being targeted. So that's very nice as well. One copy of Breaksword, very useful. One copy of this guy for your Armored XYZ plays. He's the Searcher. Only need one of him. He prevents your opponent from activating any cards if he's equipped to a monster. Um, yeah, so basically turns your monster into like Utopia the Lightning. And then we have Beatrice, two copies of the rank 7, one copy of this guy, and one copy of Zeus. So Beatrice and this guy are like the main cards in this deck. And Beatrice is extremely useful in this deck. So many cards that you want to send to the graveyard, and also for the lock combo. Beatrice very good in this deck. In the OCG, you could play multiples, but I think one is sufficient. And then you want to play two of these because in the combo you can actually make an XYZ. So for example, you detach material from Beatrice, they chain like Imperm. You can chain your Armored XYZ and then stack this guy over Beatrice, and then Imperm or whatever they were using to target will fizzle. It also works if they like chain like if they chain Droplet, because like they're not going to discard a trap card most likely. Chain Armored XYZ, stack over it, then Droplet has to negate like this one or any other card instead, and Beatrice will resolve because it's not in the field to be negated. Alright, so that's it for the deck. So the main deck is 40 cards, just keeping it nice and standard. Alright, so now I'll just show you the basic combo. The best card for the combo is Tour Guide. Alright, so we'll just start with Tour Guide. Normal summon Tour Guide. And then we will fetch. We'll fetch this girl, Mianda. Right, so we will stack for our Kabonga. So we'll trigger Kabonga's effect, and then we will search for Doug, the Assaulter. So we'll activate Doug's effect in the hand. We detach Miranda. We summon Doug. Trigger Doug's effect to get a search. So we will search for our continuous spell card. Alright, so now what we want to do is we want to stack our Armored XYZ guy over the Doug. You have two materials, so you can detach two materials, and then you can add Armored XYZ, and you can add full Armored XYZ to your hand. So now what you want to do is you want to stack for, so you want to put him here in the safest zone. Not sure if you can see that. So in the safest zone, we stack for our shark guy. Alright, so now what we'll do is we'll just activate this, and then we'll equip the Bonga to shark. So now shark is 27, I think. Use shark's effect. Add this card back to the hand. And then we will use Miranda. So we'll detach from the shark guy. We'll special summon Miranda. Alright, so now you have two of these guys on the field. And then you activate your continuous spell card. So you will target one, and then they add the levels together. Then both of them become the added levels. So 6. So we go for 6, and then we XYZ into the Beatrice. So it's not absolutely necessary, but if let's say, I don't know, they were holding like Effect Veiler or something. So what you'll do is, so you'll just set your full Armored XYZ, and then you will end your turn. So in the end phase, you will use Beatrice's effect. So now they can't Veiler. Use Beatrice's effect, and then you always send this one first. The reason why you send this one first is because it can copy any normal trap card in your graveyard. So this is a normal trap card. So if for somehow they stop your Beatrice from resolving, you can actually use this effect twice to summon 2 XYZ monsters, which can actually come up. Right, so we end our turn. So we just want to play in the draw phase, not in the main phase. Don't want to play into something like talents. So they draw for turn, draw phase, effect. They chain something. We just chain this, and then we stack for another one. Since it's in the chain, they can't like super poly or whatever. And then we will send boy meets girl to the graveyard. Right, so on resolution, we will activate transaction rollback. Right, so we can just banish it, target this, and now they can't summon from the hand or deck for the rest of the turn. Alright, so they'll pass their turn, most likely, or set a monster or whatever. But if they put anything onto the field, let's say they're summoning from the graveyard, they can't special summon from the hand or deck or extra deck, but they can summon from the graveyard. They put like, I don't know, let's say they put like 2 monsters on the field. Activate this effect. Then you target this guy, then you target this one. And then you'll trigger both of the effects, and then you'll attach their monsters to them as materials. Then he'll end his turn. So he'll draw for turn. Now on the field, you actually have enough for a game. This one's attack is he gains 300 for each card that's equipped, I think. So he gains 600. We use a spell card to equip Kabongo to him, so he becomes 21. 21 plus 6, so that's 27. And then we use this card to equip this one to him, so 27 plus 25, he's 52. Yeah, so he becomes 52. And then, so we can just go into the battle phase. So we'll attack for 52. We'll trigger this effect because we use this to equip it. Send it to the graveyard. So now he can attack again. So since this one is not equipped anymore, he just gains 25 plus 28, his natural attack. So he's at 53 plus 3, that's 56. So he can attack again for game. All right, so that's like over 10,000. Yeah, so that's even if they have like a battle trap or whatever, they can't activate because we have this equipped to him. So basically, they can't do anything. They can't stop the attack at all, and that is basically GG. Yeah, but if you wanted, you could have also like brought this back if you wanted to. But yeah, so that is the basic combo. Now I'll quickly show you the Horus version of the deck. Right, so you'll play 3 Mseti, 1 Happy, 1 Duameti, the deity, 1 whatever his name is, 1 copy of the field spell, and 1 copy of your sarcophagus. So an 8-card Horus engine. And then your main deck is slightly different. Alright, so you're still playing your starters guide, and then you have your goblins, your 3-ofs, and then your 1-off goblins, your continuous, your search spell. So still playing all those cards. Then only playing 1, 2, then 1, 1, 1, 1. That's just for space. And then still playing this, and then the non-engine cards. Alright, so just reduced the number of extenders and took out Boy Meets Girl. So this version is 42 cards because of some spice that I'm going to show you in a minute when I show you the combo. And then the extra deck, so 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 Gossip Shadow, 1, 1. Alright, so that's it for the rank 3s. So this is particularly useful in this version because you can make this before you do like any Horus plays, which will allow you to actually negate Ash or negate Ash Blossom. So it allows your Horus plays to resolve and just reduce the number of other like rank 3s and then your rank 7 and your rank 5 cards. And then you have obviously your Beatrice, there's Zeus, and then you have your rank 8 monsters. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. You don't necessarily have to play this one, but I think it's really useful in this deck because you can make Gossip Shadow early, and then you can negate any counters they have to it, except impermanence. So since you play full armored XYZ, you can actually make Dingirsu or this guy during the opponent's turn. And yeah, you can make them during the opponent's turn, and then you can trigger their effects, remove something without targeting, or destroy all monsters on the field. So that's very, very useful to be able to do. All right, so that's it for the list. So let's quickly take a look at the combo. So this combo uses the same starter, and it's kind of the same combo, kind of. So I'll just rush through the beginning of it since you've seen it before. So I'll probably just speed this up. Alright, so this is where it will deviate from your normal play. So you will detach a material from Beatrice, and then you will send the spice to the graveyard. Okay, so this is the spice. So this is what allows you to go into your HORUS engine. So you can banish it from the graveyard. Then you can search for a crystal beast monster and a field spell. All right, crystal beast monster and the field spell. All right, so we search for. This should actually be a level 3 crystal beast monster, but I only have this one, but it should be a level 3. All right, so we add that to the hand. All right, so now we activate our field spell. Okay, so we activate our field spell. We use its effect to search for MSETI, and then we put something back in the deck. So let's say we just put Pegasus back in the deck. Okay. All right, so now we can activate MSETI. We can search for our sarcophagus. Search for sarcophagus and then draw like a random card. Draw a random card. All right, so now we can use effects to actually add back the Armored XYZ card. We can activate sarcophagus, and then what we can do is we can use its effect. Best thing to do is just to summon this first, in case of like ogre or something. So summon that first, then use the effect. Send this one. We summon it. And then what you can do now is you can overlay. You can overlay for Photon Lord. All right, overlay for Photon Lord, and then you can use this 2 more times. Send this, which will allow you to send happy, and then send your random discard to the graveyard, and then you can send this one, deity. All right, so this is all with your one card combo. And then next, you can summon them back. All right, so next you can summon them back. All right, so if you'd like, you can just keep them on the field. You can keep them on the field, or you can use them to make a rank 8 monster. But at this point, we have some protection. We have a negate. Beatrice can send something to the graveyard, and then we have a non-targeting removal. By banishing this card, we can equip an XYZ to something on the field, and then we can use this effect to attach any monster on the field to him as material. But you don't have to discard this. Since you started with 5 cards in hand, you still have 4 cards in your hand and this. So instead of discarding this, you can discard any of your other random cards that you had in your hand. And then you can just set this card. So this will actually allow you to be able to, during your opponent's turn, activate it, and then you can use them as material. Just for space, we can put it here, and then we can make Dingirsu or something. All right, so we can summon Dingirsu, and its effect will trigger, remove something without targeting. So we will have three disruptions for our opponents, and yeah, they're all like non-targeting, which should be kind of difficult for the opponent to play around. And then we also have some recovery, so we can detach a material from like Dingirsu, for example. We can use this effect because it's a quick effect. Detach, probably happy from Dingirsu, and then use its effect to summon back the Doug, and then the duck will use its effect to search for your search spell. Right, so yeah, so all of this with just the one card. It does require you to play the brick, this card, and if it's a level 3 Crystal Beast monster, it's not that bad. You can still use it for like rank 3 plays. But it does require you to play the brick. But the combo is very, very strong. A very, very strong combo. And if you open something like Terratop or Tour Guide and your Horus engine, you can basically make Gossip Shadow to negate any of your opponent's hand traps before you try to go for any other plays. So that's very nice. And also on top of that, so let's say you had Gossip Shadow on the field with 2 materials. They try to like draw you. You negate the draw. Then after that, you can simply just stack this, right? You can stack this over Gossip Shadow, and then you can detach, and then you can add one of your Armored XYZ cards. So then you can actually go into your Armored XYZ plays after they try to like hand trap you with when you have like Gossip Shadow. So this version of the deck definitely, I guess, more combo heavy. I guess it's got better recovery because you got this face up on the field. Um, the field is stronger. The other one is a lock. This one is a very like strong field. So yeah, you can play whichever version you like. Both are strong. I guess it depends on like your preference. But I particularly like this one. It's very like combo heavy. There's a lot of hard hitters in the deck. Yeah, but you do have some options. So that's it for the video. If you like the video, please leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Peace.